Well, I don't even actually know if this stream is working right now, because when I went to stream, it kept like asking me to sign into my account, but then I hit the circle button to cancel out of it because I was like, I already did this. What the hell? So I went to my account settings and it said it was synced, so I went back to broadcast again. It said I needed to sign into my YouTube account, so I hit cancel, and then that time I hit cancel, it brought me back to the actual screen where you broadcast, and I was like, wait, what? Anyways, it seems to be working, and it's coming to my channel. No idea what's going on with that. Someone else got my account or something, and is just like trying to secretly fuck with me. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyways, I've been using a lot of Sword and Shield lately. Or not lately, but just today. I didn't really complete a lot of missions with it. I'm more so just, yeah. I just killed a bunch of monsters in expedition mode. I don't want a light bow gunner, or a heavy bow gunner, with me anyways. I'm an asshole. I wonder if something to do with being signed into PSN for a long period of time has anything to do with it. The glitch that happened to me earlier. By that I mean just having that shit open on your PS4 or anything. I don't know, I've only encountered it the past couple streams. It hasn't really impacted my ability to stream, it's just weird. It's like when I used to stream on my old internet and it would take me like 4 or 5 tries just to connect to YouTube because my quality would constantly be fluctuating. Even at, I think I streamed at 720p low. It was terrible. Most of the time it just looked like utter garbage. Like you couldn't tell the difference between anything on the screen. I know they made it so you can wedge beetle when you have your weapon drawn, but it only seems to work if you're already within range of the wedge beetle. Otherwise it just is really, really finicky because of circle attacks. So I can understand why they didn't do that initially. This is such a clusterfuck zone. Like, how are you actually supposed to fight monsters here? Dang it. Double dip. I'm sorry for the terrible camera. Please don't fly into an object. I can't afford to have to change parts. Oh my god, of course it would drop me at the bottom. Oh my fucking, of course I would fuck up the jump. Well, that doesn't matter. Can you come back down here, please? Bagel, please stop doing loop-de-loops. Oh my god, I just got hit in the back by the Gajalaka sleep dart. And I somehow got hit by that. I want like a fucking mathematical equation that explains the hitbox for that. Every time, man. There we go. Dang it, I jumped into the ice. Deadoed. See, this is what I meant. I just spent a bunch of time in the expedition using the sword and shield. Oh! Not like it mattered that much. Those were tempered investigations I got while on the expedition. Only 2 out of like 60 plus tempered marks on the ground. It honestly is fucking stupid. If you didn't have online for this game, farming endgame shit would be the literal worst. And I don't think I would be playing the game if that was the case. Just because multiplayer makes it so much easier to get those investigations. But then again, once you have one of them, you can get infinite amount of them. You get one 50-minute one that's 40 minutes of gathering and 10 minutes to kill the monster. If it's tier 1 or tier 2, that's no big deal. Sorry, I still had a bunch of useless junk in my bag from earlier. Actually, no, I think that's so much better. I like how Capcom will go to random... Well, I don't want to say Capcom. I like how the algorithm will go... Oh, this tiny YouTube channel who's playing this video game. Let's copyright claim 1 out of every 7 of his videos, even though they mostly contain the same stuff with the same character making the same voice lines. Only some of them are gonna get copyright claimed. Don't know why. Blows my mind every single time I see it. I'm just like, who the fuck made that algorithm? Sorry, I had to remember how to use these things for a second. I mean, they're brainless to use, but if you actually do want to use them decently. Fly off now. Oh, no. Oh my god. I really, really wish they didn't make it so you had to do multiple triangle inputs after the dash. I just can't use these fucking things. On top of the fact I keep getting fucking microscopically damaged over time, so I'm gonna slowly have an attrition of all my shit because you have to stand 2 feet next to the enemy to hit them. And that spin move will constantly move you past enemies. Or move you past what you're trying to hit on the monster. I don't know. Again, I want to like these, but they're just too much of a simplistic bullshit type weapon. It's like you have your infinite combo, and then you have your circle and triangle dance for 3 seconds ability. Oh, I'm gonna put my controller down for a sec. Wait, did it seriously keep me in demon mode while I was sharpening my weapon? What? Why? Why would you ever want that? It's not like the animation for the fucking demon mode is the length of the power charge animation. I don't know how people do it, man. I don't know how people can play 400 quests with this weapon. I just don't... I don't understand how you can want to do this all the time. Like, I thought I had no control over what happened when you use a slow weapon. People call the greatsword a slow weapon. At least when it locks you in a 3-second animation, you know you're getting fucking 200 damage out of it. It's not, oh, you're not hitting the weak spot, so you're basically hitting them with normal ammo 1 from a light bowgun, not even a heavy bowgun. Actually, the one from the light bowgun would probably do more damage, since most light bowguns burst fire in this game. Also, I should probably heal. Even though it'd take him several hits to still kill me. Because everything he does will hit you for basically no damage. Dang it! I do that every time. You gotta press triangle twice. Dang it, I do it every time because I lose sight of my character and I use that as a visual. He pressed into the boulder and got forced outwards. Oh, can I do it? Nope, of course, the game is just like, nah, dude. You thought you were gonna be cool and do like the anime along his entire back thing? Nah, dude. It only works like 1% of the time you actually do it. What a god. He's like, nah, dude. Not today. Thanks. I got to do it at least once. A freaking... What? I feel like that guy just dropped like from the moon. I love doing this. On the ground. Animation. Again, I don't know how people do it, man. The people who actually make these things fucking work and can cut off tails and do all that shit, you're beyond my understanding. But then again, those kinds of people actually take the time to walk around the monster to hit the tail for 2 seconds in a futile attempt to cut it off because it's multiplayer. Nice. Get Morocco'd. I need to get that, like, the timing in which I need to press triangle after circle to actually follow up. Because a lot of the time I'll just press triangle twice, because I like to be specific with my button inputs. I try to be anyways. And then this game is like, nah, you didn't press the affinity booster. You really didn't press that affinity booster. And then by the 6th time you've pressed the affinity booster, it's like, ah, I get what you mean. And that's Monster Hunter radial menu. You'll click the whetstone, and you'll go to click it a couple more times before you realize that your character just takes an extra couple steps before using the whetstone sometimes. Don't know why, it just does. Excuse me. If Blast wasn't so bad on the Greatsword, I'd use Blast Greatswords, but they're really terrible. Just because the thing that you end up doing to apply Blast is doing like a wide slash upswing combo, which then can send teammates flying if they get anywhere near you. Because doing regular attacks doesn't apply element any faster than doing the heaviest attack in the game does not apply any more ailment than the weakest attack in the game. Because the amount of ailment applied is always the same, and it's based on the number on the weapon. The only exception to that is when you're wearing Zora Magdaros' armor. Or you're wearing 2 pieces of Rathalos armor. Either that being Blue Rathalos or regular Rathalos. Because then your elemental will crit, and if you're wearing Zora, then your ailment will crit, but because Zora Magdaros' gear is so bad, you're never going to run an ailment crit build that's not Blast. That's just how they designed this game, and it's honestly really stupid, because it makes it so if you wanted to have like a paralysis crit build, there's no point, because you'd have to equip the Zora helm, the Zora pants that I have now, and either the Zora gloves or the boots, and you'd have to be like, do I want free ammo / element up, or do I want fucking Bombardier? Because Blast Attack doesn't help you with a paralysis build. And then it's like, Bombardier I guess does, but then why are you placing Bomb next to a paralyzed enemy? You might as well just do a sleep build in that case. Then your bombs are doing double damage. Just a lot of questionable design decisions. And I mean, it's always been like that in Monster Hunter, but in Monster Hunter World, they should honestly be over that really stupid design decision mentality that they've always had. Also, why is there no music? It's just sound effects. Don't you... He even sharpened it twice, which is all it took. He just didn't look at it. He was like, would you just look at it? That was way too... I thought he was going to do like the little head attack. That's a giant Legiana, by the way. If y'all weren't aware, that there is one giant Legiana. It's actually only a silver crown. It's like a 1900 silver crown, I'm gonna guess. Oh my word. I'm not gonna have enough to spin. Bring it, doggo. What? Thanks, Legiana Corpse. What? Yeah, I know that one was gonna miss. What looks like the feathered T-Rex thing? Also, how's it going, Kyle? Don't attack me, please. Thanks. Stop that. Cut the tail. Dang it. Give me the shiny. Oh yeah. Well, that's like the normal Monster Hunter monsters. As of today's Monster Hunter. It's basically just a different type of Rathian. Which a Rathian is just a Drake. We're just waiting for the next monster to spawn. course, to charge my sword before it disappears. Oh, great. He really needs to not be in there, or else he's gonna be... Yep. Yep. I knew that was coming. Get down here, motherfucker. Why would you want to fight him up there? Really? I refuse to fight him up there. What the hell is that guy's call out for someone fainting? Oh shit, now I need to be careful. This guy ain't calling his kinsect back either. He's just freaking standing there. So bad at countering them. I'm even worse at countering that. And now it's gonna go for me because I'm stunned. Yep. What? Come on. There we go. Counter time. We're going to Counterville, USA. Any slinger ammo? Oh, there's the Rathalos. That's the juice right there. That's not the juice though. He's not even close. Oh, he is. Good. Good eye. I didn't think he was that low of health yet, but then again, I always estimate his health by his horns in single player, and his horns are so much harder to break in multiplayer, it's not even funny. I didn't mean to do that. That was just a compulsive reaction because I'm so used to having to snipe them as soon as they jump up in the air like that. If he had mounted it and completed the mount, it would have lasted a lot longer. Is the reason why it was bad for me to knock him out of the air like that. I was gonna flash him too. Just in case he missed. Like I did the first time. My weapon is dull as hell right now. Oh, shit. Wrong radio menu. He's just apologizing to that guy I accidentally flashed off of the mount. Look at that anime finisher. Even though it wasn't he didn't die, he just got captured. It just looks like I killed him with my strike. That's like you wouldn't know if you showed this screenshot to someone online randomly, they would think that this monster died due to being killed, not that it was captured. You still playing RuneScape? I mean, my friend from the Netherlands still plays that game regularly, so no disrespect there. Oh shit, almost just yanked my USB cord out of my PS4 Pro. Sorry if you can hear that. That's fucking creaky ass floor. Sorry I answered that so late. I was just trying to focus on being a sweaty tryhard. The longsword is probably the easiest to use weapon, which is intentional by the developers. It used to be that the sword and shield was the quote-unquote easy to learn weapon, but I really don't think this weapon is very easy to learn anymore because there's actually a lot more to it than what is shown. The game doesn't even tell you the best mechanic about it. That's how bad the game is at telling you good stuff. Like when you go into the hunter's notes, right? And you go down to weapon controls. And you go down to sword and shield. Nowhere does it mention that if you press a triangle attack in a different direction than the one you're facing, you'll continue your combo. So you can basically do an infinite combo. Because I use all the weapons. I've never liked limiting myself to one thing. Or just focusing on one thing, because there's a lot to learn in these games, and if you just focus on one weapon, then you don't get to learn half of the game, pretty much. I do want to get the I want to get the basil spear. Every time I see those boots, it doesn't matter what, it always makes me laugh. It's just so absurd. Literally World of Warcraft armor. It's like some Wrath of Lich King, Ulduar type stuff. They're just so absurd, man. I'm gonna go out for a smoke real quick. I'm still gonna be on mic. I think when most people hear me say that, they think that means I'm not gonna be talking or anything. But it just means that I don't like to stare at the screen for longer than an hour at a time without giving my eyes a break. If I don't do that, then I get like the behind the eyes pounding headache after like the third hour I'm streaming. And that shit's terrible. Pretty soon it won't be fucking 30 degrees out around here anymore, and I won't have to put on my winter jacket and shit to go outside. Even though I love the winter, that is the one downside, is when you're a fucking shitty smoker like I am, and you have to go outside to smoke, you smoke less cigarettes. But I've also been raking the yard since most of the snow has been melted. And everyone likes to rake in the fall and stuff like that, and I prefer to rake in the spring. Just because when you have snowfall and it snows on your grass, it doesn't matter if there are leaves on it. The snow packs it down and creates this like solid layer of grass at the top, and you have to, if you don't want your fucking lawn to look like shit come April, you have to go out with a rake when it's brown and just like basically churn up all the dead grass so that when the grass starts to grow in, it can grow in nice and evenly. Doesn't grow in little green pockets here and there, and then eventually it's all green by May. It just looks like shit when it's like that. And I figure since I'm outside smoking a cigarette anyways, I might as well just take the rake and go around the yard and just scrape up the grass from being all matted and packed down. It gets so matted and packed down, it creates a sealed layer of the ground underneath it. And when you get that initial melt and you get the warm days that randomly come in the spring sometimes, so it'll go from being like 30 at night to like 60 during the next day. And what happens with the ground is the ground gets so warm underneath that it actually forces the mud up through little holes in the ground, and you get these things that look like something burrowed, where it's just this giant glob of mud that was forced out of the ground, and it just created this thing that looks like someone literally came and dumped a bucket of soil on your lawn. So you have to go out and again rake that shit into the grass so that it's not just a giant mound of dirt that then creates a dull pocket. There's more to dealing with snow and permafrost than just the snow itself. That squishy, like, mud terrain thing is something that most people don't even know most of the time, but it is honestly one of the cooler things, because you'll go out in the morning, it'll all look fine. You'll come out in the afternoon, you'll just see brown, like, splotches of dirt that have just popped up out of the ground randomly. It's basically, I guess you would say, sort of like a volcano, but on a really, really small scale. Like, the hot mud, or the mud that's trapped underneath, is expanding, so it forces part of itself out of the ground. Now, it's not warm or anything, but you can tell it's like fresh soil, like made of rotted organic material, because it's like the creamiest soft mud that you'll ever feel, like almost clayey to an extent. Like, it just has like this gritty feel to it, but there's no clumps or anything. I doubt this interests anyone, but I've always found that kind of shit cool, because a lot of people would look at like, oh yeah, time-lapse of this mud coming out of the ground, and it's like, that shit happens right in front of your eyes. It's just most people ignore that kind of stuff because it's been ingrained into their average psyche that they don't consider it something special. Something has to really stand out or be like exaggerated to an extent for someone to really notice it a lot of the time. Like if you drove by a field of farm animals every single day, and you eventually come to learn every single one of those farm animals and know what to expect every single time you drive by that place. Like, oh, they have 2 Holstein cows and then a solid brown bull, or something like that. And then you drive by that same place for like 2 years. And then one day randomly you pass by, and all of a sudden out of your peripheral view you catch a blue cow, and you're just, your eye is just instantly drawn to that thing. And that's like a standout sort of thing. Most people would probably notice that if they had even drove by that area on a regular basis. Stuff like that doesn't happen on a daily basis, though, obviously. You're not going to drive by a place and see a blue cow, but that's like really the only time someone will notice is when there's something that drastic difference. If you went out every day, like, and painted one of the cows that was Holstein, and slowly, progressively dyed the black spots white, and then dyed the white spots black, I doubt anyone who drove by that place on a regular basis would be able to tell you that they did that, because it would be such a unnoticeable amount of change that your brain would just register it as the same. And it's why, I guess you would say, change isn't always immediately reflected upon, or isn't noticed. Or again, in the case of, like I had originally said, something cool or stand out. And again, a pile of mud is, I guess you would say, the perfect example of that. Where every single person would drive by that shit on a daily basis and be like, oh yeah, they look at a field in like the Northeast or something like that. They'd drive by and they'd see this random blotch of brown mud sticking out of the soil that just makes this entire field of perfect grass look off because it has this blotch of mud in it. And you wouldn't assume that it only got there because the mud was literally forced out of the ground due to compression and a bunch of other bullshit to do with winter and stuff like that. It's why a lot of farmers will plant turnips and stuff like that on their property, and it's not to actually harvest the turnips half of the time, it's just to keep the soil nice and loose next year, because it'll have that the turnips, when harvested or pulled back up out of the ground, will create empty like areas in the soil for the soil to like come back in on itself. Well, that was an old farm thing. They don't really do that much anymore. It's why when you're growing any plant long term in like a pot or container, it's very important to have something that acts as a natural aerative tool that helps expand the soil. Because if not, soil will just constantly compress onto itself as everything in this soil starts to decay more and more. Don't worry about it, I was just ranting about... well, I wasn't even ranting, I was just talking about the yard and a bunch of other shit. To be honest, it's no-name stuff. Or if it did have a name, it was lost in transition sort of thing. It's not bad stuff, it's just around here that is so commonly... like, people just sell that stuff. They don't have specific names for a lot of that shit. It gets lost in transition because everyone around here is like a fucking pill-addicted wasteoid. Charge! Never mind. I like how I landed back up here. I jumped off the ledge, got knocked in the air, and landed back up where I came from. Complete denial. Oh my god, I just got paralyzed by Gajalaka. You shithead. Did you just throw that at me? No, I'm not talking to anyone right now. Why are you asking? I just talk out loud a lot. And then I'll be silent for like 30 minutes. Dang it. What are you, stuck on Tempered Kieran? Should ask me for help more, man. Half the time I'm playing, nobody ever asks me to play. I just sat in expeditions for like fucking 6 hours earlier. Just practicing Sword and Shield. I could have helped you then if you were on anyways. I don't know if you were. I beat Tempered Kieran with a Flamens on the other day. That was like the best accomplishment. It wasn't even on stream either. It was just when I was fucking around by myself. But I also used Elemental Resist Large and Adamant Pill and... or not Adamant Pill, Adamant Seed, Hard Shell Powder, and a bunch of the other stuff. I was basically juiced up, and I was doing it in single player too, which, if you do that boss in single player, it's so much easier. Single player light bowgun. Oh yeah, you're gonna get one shot by him pretty much no matter what build you run, unless you're running a vitality boost build. I don't know what kind of gems you have access to right now, so I can't really give you any good advice on that front. He doesn't stop moving because there's 3 ranged users on my team, so I have to keep using the guard dash attack. Addy? What does that mean? Is Addy real in real life? I have no idea what you were asking or what the context to that is. No, nothing in Monster Hunter is real in real life, man. They have stuff that are references to stuff in real life, but never actual stuff. It's always just named something basic like herb or antidote herb. Adamant is just to describe the effect, because this game likes to use a lot of Latin, Spanish. I don't even know why the hell it is that way, but it's nonsensical. It's why a lot of the names are like that, like Diablos. Like Japanese it's like the same thing with the Italian plumber. Like, why the fuck is that? Because like this that's just a Japanese name. It even has the like little hyphen in between. Tobi Kadachi. Then you have stuff like this, which is like, you're supposed to pronounce it Otogarin, but because I'm a Dungeons and Dragons fan, I guess you could say, I always like pronouncing it Odagaron, because that's much scarier, and he's a dog, so Odagaron. It would only make more sense. It's just like how a lot of people pronounce this Basilgeese, but it's actually Basilguise. Or at least that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Or like Guise. But I've always pronounced it guys. Even though that's spelt differently, it's like, it's a derivative thing. A lot of things are spelt differently. Like this is, the latter half of his name is just giant in Spanish. Gigante. And then this is just like a World of Warcraft, like, sort of thing that is derivative of like H.P. Lovecraft or something. Like Valhazak. Same thing with this. Oh, what the hell? Why the hell are you here? Also, what the hell is that build? I'm gonna build sniping. Oh, you're in my session. I didn't even notice that. What the hell is this? I'm almost offended just looking at his armor. Like, I'm offended looking at it. You still there, Adrian? I didn't even see when you joined the session. Did you get the Kulu Yaku head yet? It's not very good, but it's just a collector's thing. I did get my, speaking of which, I got the USJ stuff, finally. I finally, when I was just randomly searching low rank quests one day, just happened to come across it, and I got my Azure Starblade. Just, again, I'm a collector of all weapons, so I had to have it. But I got it. So cool. Oh. Oh, it doesn't have armor. I looked up online. It only has Palico armor. The armor is was going to be through some separate event thing, but I don't think they ever actually did it. I can't remember. I just know the quest for the 3 Jagresses only gives you the Palico armor and the sword. The actual samurai armor, I have no idea how to get that. Did you want help on the tempered Kieran thing right now? Because if so, just let me do this real quick. It'll take me less than 10 minutes. I just killed this thing earlier with the sword and shield in like less than 10 minutes, so... I'd be sad if it took me longer with the lance, which I think is a way better weapon. I think the lance is probably the most broken weapon out of all the weapons. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no clue. Like I said, I think it's a separate event quest that gives you the armor. Because you definitely don't get access to it from completing that one. I completed it as well, multiple times. I don't have enough to make all the Palico gear, though. I was 1 short. Even though I'm not trying to say the sword and shield is bad when I said that. Just barely. Sword and shield is actually super, super good in this game in the hands of a skilled person. It's probably way, way better than it ever was in the other games. Just because it has the ability to do so much more now. Oh, there's the thing I was waiting for. Hello, Google. That should have done so much more damage than that. The lance is the only weapon in the game where you can confidently fight 2 enemies at once and just laugh it off. Oh my god, Google, fuck off. Good, Basil's gone. I can tell because his unique music is gone. Yep, that's how physics work. Just generate some charge. It's gonna be limping. Oh, it's not? I'm very surprised by that. It's gotta be pretty close to being limping. Oh, yep. I knew it. But yeah, Adrian, one of the things that will help you the most, if you want to just survive, like, his bullshit, is just having that health boost. That one stat, I have it slotted into this piece of armor because it has 3 level 1 gem slots, so. But you can do what you want. What that does is it allows you to have your HP bar like mine, where it looks way bigger. Well, not way bigger, but it's 50 HP bigger than normal. Which, believe it or not, is actually such a drastic difference for survivability in this game. And then you couple that with getting elemental resist large from the canteen, even if the food doesn't give you max HP, because you can just use a max potion and then pick up another one. You can make infinite amount of these if you have trouble just crafting them, because I stopped bothering trying to craft them, and instead what I did is I just go to the melder and sacrifice ore to make them. It's way more cost effective for your time anyways, because you're always going to be picking up ore at the end of monster fights anyways. Also, tip for igniting barrels. Make sure that you don't hit the monster with your hit if you actually want the barrels to do max damage. So in this case, I want the barrels to be the thing to wake him up. So I want to be the maximum distance away so I don't actually hit him. And see, the 300 damage from the barrel. Because my lance can't hit for 300 damage in a hit. It can hit for good consistent damage, it just doesn't have a really high damage hit. So, there's no real point in trying to wake it up with that 5 bombs. Uh-oh. My best friend. No way. And he's gone. Just like that. He comes and he goes. He's your best friend. The reverse head snipe. And again, that's why Lance is honestly one of the most overpowered weapons in this game. None of the other weapons have an ability that just lets them have 100% tracking. Wherever you want to point your attack, you can point it after doing a power guard. And then after doing that, so if you do a power guard into a counter thrust like that, you can guard dash out of it, which a guard dash guards while dashing. So you can basically be invulnerable during this thrust, be invulnerable to damage again, and then just sit behind your guard, because if you have guard 5 out of 5 like I'm running right now, literally nothing will be able to do more than a little bip of stamina to you. I almost forgot to loot it, but honestly, I'm not killing it for its loot, I'm killing it for the tempered investigation part of it, so whatever. Oh, peace out, man. I'm trying to tell what's going on. Is that its head and its claws? Or... do you have the ability to keep the white sharpness white? Because white sharpness is basically like always having mind's eye active in terms of how much durability it uses. But you can get, if you're lucky, one of the feline daily food skills is called feline deflector, and it will actually reduce the amount of sharpness that you use with white sharpness a lot of the time. Sorry again for not answering that earlier. I'm terrible. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna throw protection on. Anything you can get that'll help with defense will help with this. Why does it get so disjointed like that? Oh, you're using the new one? I'll give you a tip, don't try to use melee against Kieran. That's like, you have to be a sadistic challenger to do it. You need to prioritize high elemental defense. Ideally, you want upwards of 30 to 40 thunder resistance after you eat from the canteen. That's if you want to survive with melee, because you have to remember, melee weapons reduce melee damage. Ranged weapons reduce elemental damage. Kieran's one-shot attacks are going to be mostly elemental attacks. Therefore, the thing that one-shots most people are the elementals, and it's due to them having a melee weapon equipped. That's not saying melee is completely useless against that monster. It's just you have to be, like, very hit and run. You're never committing to more than one attack at a time. And if you are, that's because you're countering, and you're not going to follow up the counter. You're actually going to wait it out and press just a normal circle after the counter, because it's the only way that you're not going to get punished for it. Because if you actually do the round slash a lot of the time after countering the lightning, what's going to happen is it's going to do the secondary lightning, which comes around further, and it's going to strike you on the, like, slash around once you come back the other side with your weapon sheath, and it'll fuck you over. So try not to do that. That was a whiff and a half. That was a whiff. A whiff and a whiff. That was just 2 whiffs. I just shot that bug. Can't hit what ain't there. Oh shit. He has like no... His sleep animation is so fast. Holy shit. I never expected my cat to actually proc the sleep ailment on him. Because I didn't use sleep ammo. I don't even think this thing supports it. Oh yeah, it does. Never mind. Shoot gun. Oh shit, I just rolled right the fuck into that. Please, Kieran. Where are you? Oh. I couldn't have shot that far anyways. Light bowgun range is really pathetic. Way shorter than you would think. Only piercing ammo goes that far. Placing down a health booster. And an affinity booster if you want some crits. He's running. He's going to the coral mess. I don't recommend fighting him up here, so just stay down on the first level and I'll just gain his attention and get him down there. He's gonna jump back up after my cat. Nope, never mind. Oh shit. Please don't be stunned. Ow. Oh fuck, I forgot to take a demon drug. My bombs are doing 160 damage. Wow, that brought my bullet damage up so much. Oh. Oh my god. I don't know how I avoided that one. I was inside of it when it went off. Oh god, that's a spaghetti mess. Oh yeah, that's not the juice. Very much not the juice. Now where is he going? He's not limping. I wouldn't expect him to be limping though. I know you normally don't do it because you're in multiplayer, but do spam coconuts. Do spam the little rock things if you can. Because those will help us get more knockdowns on them. Which are invaluable. Just be careful about it, of course. Come on. Get over here, bud. That's the juice. Hey. Hey, and bye. Thanks for stopping by, though. Don't worry, even though we don't have a melee character, I can function as one. I do like 50 to 70 a spread ammo 3. Oh yeah, see, no big deal. Light bowgun OP. And people thought slicing ammo was the only overpowered thing about the bowguns. Stop right there, mister. Meowster. Donk. I would have been laughing my ass off if that hit me and knocked me off. I beat Kieran up here. Ooh, what a slowpoke. The sound he makes is so freaking annoying. Oh my... Oh yeah, I did bring bombs. Good. Give me a sec. I want to wait for my third bomb to regenerate, which shouldn't take much longer. It's flashing right now. This is ridiculous. Oh, I got my third bomb. No, don't set it off. Let me do it. It needs to be a high damage shot. Sorry I made it miss, but I can do way more damage in a singular bullet with my stuff. Because my bombs explode based off of how much damage you hit them with. If you hit them with a little bit of damage, they'll only explode for like 60 damage. But if you hit them with, like, say, a normal ammo 3, they explode for like 160. About as much as a large barrel bomb every single time the enemy gets exploded by it. But it needs to be activated either by the enemy hitting it or by me shooting it with a normal ammo 3. Or like a great sword user hitting it, or something like that. Because it needs to be a substantial amount of damage. Don't worry, I'm good. He's charging up. Like that. He just got hit for 171 damage. The bombs can't crit though, that's why... Oh shit. Are you stunned? It didn't ping, so I couldn't tell. It's gonna be done real soon here. Yes, blow yourself up. And he's done. Light bowgun is the strongest weapon in the game for not dying. I got hit a couple times there, but that's because I kept trying to be stupidly aggressive with the spread ammo. All of my ammo does about the same damage on hit, except for, like, spread ammo 3, pretty much. Like, slicing does about the same amount of damage as shooting a normal ammo 2. It's just slicing is guaranteed if you hit them or not. If you hit them, you don't get any. If you hit them, then you get all of it, pretty much. I know it's like boring for people to watch people play the light bowgun because everyone knows how easy it is to play the light bowgun. All you need to know is how to master just scrolling through the different ammo types and just setting up ammo type wheels pre-made. That's what you see in my loadout menu, and I have all the different named guns with all the different loadouts for them and shit. Because if you reorganize your item bar or your hot bar, it'll save that when you create a loadout for consumables, which is why the loadout system is additionally helpful. It's the same thing whereby your item radio menu is saved to your equipment loadout. I think. It's either saved to your equipment loadout or your what's it called? Consumable loadout. This is what I'm talking about. I just have these like preset things that I already have it all organized the way that I like the ammo to be scrolled through. Well, yeah, but Monster Hunter, it doesn't... Oh my god, I just hit the fucking... Sorry, fat-fingered. No, but Monster Hunter doesn't, like, necessarily have an end. I mean, I'm gonna be getting some other games soon, so this won't be the only thing on my channel in the past 3 months. I mean, I was going to play, like, one of the other games that I had just stopped streaming randomly. Like, I woke up the other day and I wanted to stream some Fallout and stuff like that, but I was like, man, that's so past its time. And I'm like the worst person to watch stream that game. But do you need any help with anything else, Adrian? Oh, you're exactly Hunter rank 50. Is that what you were using? -10 thunder resistance? What the fuck, man? You're using... Like, if you needed time to redo or re-put different gear on, you could have told me. Using handicraft with a bow? Like, what is this nonsense? What is this horse hockey? I always love doing that, because you can put so many people's, like, character on blast, because they let you just look at someone else's equipment. Oh, I see. No, that makes sense. But you don't have a different pair of pants? Or anything, man? You don't have, like... I mean, there's a bunch of different pants that you could have at that point in the game. I can understand not having the resources to make them. That's why I have a bunch of different ones. Mostly just stuff for different builds. Or builds that I used to have that I don't use anymore. Like these. I used to use this until I got the Awakening Charm, which is much better. Because if you don't know what that does, the free ammo / element up makes it so you can have more ammo in a clip with your bowgun. Because otherwise, and I'll show you what I mean. So if you're looking at bowguns in the Forge menu, and you ever wondered what makes bowguns unique, the thing that makes bowguns unique are this menu pretty much. It's sort of hard to describe how to quantify everything that's going on in this screen right here, but I can try and do my best to explain how some of that stuff works. So if I take off this charm and then go to my decorations and take off this real quick, then I go back to the bowgun, you'll notice that the capacity on all of the ammo types went down. I no longer get 2 slicing ammos or anything like that. And all those yellow numbers are ammo that are being affected by my mods that are on there. So having lower than +3 recoil means your gun doesn't blow you backwards and you can continue moving while shooting. And +1 recoil actually makes it so you can shoot successive shots faster if you have a rapid fire gun. So in this case, it's really useful because when you don't have any recoil suppressor mods on this gun, the spread ammo 1 and spread ammo 2 will actually blow your character back like spread ammo 3 does on my character currently. Except spread ammo 3 with no recoil mods would be recoil +4, which basically like blows your character back like 5 feet when you shoot the ammo and makes it so you have a really long recovery period. And this changes, all bowguns have different things that they specialize in. Some bowguns don't even have rapid fire ammo. Like the new light bowgun that they added for Devil Joe, it has no rapid fire ammo types. But it also doesn't have any auto reload ammo types, which is good because auto reloading ammo types suck. It basically makes that ammo type a dead or dud ammo type for that gun. I don't even know why they made it a mechanic. Because you have some things like, and that's the difference, one of the main differences between a light and a heavy bowgun is normally the amount of ammo they can shoot in a clip and the recoil caused when shooting said ammo. So in the case of like this gun doesn't need any recoil mods on it because it already has severely low recoil as is. It just has shitty reload speed and really bad damage fall off. So if you don't have ranged attack up on it, your damage falls off dramatically with that weapon. I don't know why they decided that, whereas it's the opposite with this. I mean that is in terms of the, like, the way that the damage fall off is. This one has a much further distance that you use the pierce ammo at, because these are both pierce heavy bowguns. They're both heavy bowguns that specialize in pierce ammo. This one has much lower capacity, whereas this one has much higher capacity but way lower base damage. And again, it has a farther damage fall off, so even though you would think this one would consistently deal more damage, even in the same situations, it doesn't, because all bowguns have different critical distances and stuff like that. No other weapon has these screens, because all bowguns use different things and can't use certain things. So like in the case of a heavy bowgun, if you were trying to do a speed kill or wanted a heavy bowgun that was really good, pretty much the hinging factor is does it shoot sticky ammo 3 or cluster bomb 3, because those are like the two most overpowered things. I mean, spread ammo 3 is good as well, but a cluster bomb 3 on a max, like if you're doing all attack, all boosted damage in that regard, a cluster bomb can hit for like 600 to 800 damage a bomb. A shot, and you can craft this stuff and reload it back into the gun before your characters even finish firing it, because reasons. So they were worried about nerfing slicing ammo. There was a guy who managed to kill Tempered Devil Joe in under 4 minutes using the heavy bowgun with the cluster bomb cheese. And it's like the most brain dead way to kill anything, because it constantly stuns them, and you just throw on a rock steady mantle and put like a health booster down on the ground or something like that, because you don't need the damage, because cluster bombs can't crit. It's just all raw damage. Bowguns are stupid. And again, they were worried about nerfing like fucking slicing ammo. I wish that one of the Zora pieces of armor had a level 3 gem slot. Because if I change that over to the gloves that I just had on, over to these, then I get white sharpness, but I lose that I lose that extra 50 health, which again, you wouldn't realize how big of a difference it makes until you don't have it. And then it's like, fuck. It's the same thing with Sharp Gem. Like, this gem is game changing. The fact they let this be a gem, but not the, like, critical mastery, or the fact that if I want to do a blast build like I'm doing with this build right here, I have to equip fucking 3 pieces of Zora Magdaros gear to get this stupid Zora Magdaros mastery. That doesn't have a gem, but this game-breaking gem that's used in literally every single freaking build out there, except for, like, speed kill builds, because you're not going to be sharpening in a speed kill. They'll be dead before you'll need to be sharpening, sort of thing. But when you're just playing normally, or you're doing multiplayer, this is probably the most invaluable thing ever. Because basically, what you can do is, before you've even started a fight with a monster, or, like, say you join a multiplayer fight. I don't do it a lot because I'm a shithead and I don't take advantage of the stuff I should. But when you start a fight, you sharpen your weapon even when your weapon is fully sharpened. Because then you get a minute of time where your weapon sharpness will not decrease no matter what. So if you have a weapon that only has like a little tiny pip of white sharpness at the end, it allows you to extend the longevity of that weapon without actually having to have like a full bar of white sharpness. This gem isn't as valuable though on certain types of weapons, obviously. If you're using a weapon like, say, a Nergigante weapon like this, it has so much sharpness, and because it's a greatsword, it swings so slow, you're never gonna need or be able to properly take advantage of that gem. Whereas when you're using something like a sword and shield, like say this, again, that little bit of white sharpness, that'll last you maybe 15-20 seconds in combat if you're actually hitting the monster consistently. Because white sharpness uses double the durability on hit, like I said, because it's basically counted as if it has Mind's Eye, with the exception of a couple things in the game which are still too hard for white sharpness to penetrate. And, I mean, that sort of same philosophy applies to status ailments and elemental damage. Like, this 150 dragon damage is a fucking joke. Like, I can't emphasize how much, when I see people using weapons like this, and they have dragon attack on their gear, and they're using something like this, and they're not getting any fucking benefit out of it whatsoever. Like, literally zero benefit. Also, what do you mean by upgrade a weapon past its limits, man? Do you mean the augmentation thing? In the bottom right hand corner that you keep seeing when I hover over these weapons? That's just something that you'll unlock after killing enough tempered monsters that are either Hunter rank 30 or higher. Augmentations are basically just like a small increase you can add onto your weapon. Health regen is probably the most valuable one. Affinity is good too, but health regen is just when you attack an enemy, you get health back on a hit. It's infinitely better than pretty much any other source of constant health recovery in the game. Because it scales with the weapon's damage. It doesn't just scale with, like, how fast you swing or something like an element does. If you have a great sword and you put health regen on and you do a true charge slash and land the hit, you'll get like a quarter of your life back because of how much health it gives you for it. So that's really good. It's a percentage of damage based, like I said. So dual swords, even though you're not doing a lot of damage on hit, you're doing so much little damage that you're recovering like 2 to 3 health per hit, but it just builds up really fast. Versus greatsword, where you get like 30 or 40 health on a swing because you dealt like 200 damage or 300 damage. I don't know what the exact like breakdown of the math is, but I haven't really been using any of those weapons on the stream yet, but believe me when I say that they are also as addicting. It just sucks that augmentations are permanent. So it's like, if you put an augmentation in one weapon, you can't just take that out and put it in another weapon. Even though you'd think that would make sense and that a developer would be okay with allowing a player to do that, but no. But yeah, I can show you what you need to do. So what you're going to need to do is either join other people's investigations or get your own ones that are level 30 or higher. Like that. Sorry. Yawning. The highest chance to get the augmentation stuff, which are called hero/warrior stream stones. Not the normal stream stones that you get that you use at the melder. They're completely different. I'll show you what they look like, so you know when you find one. Right here. These are all the weapon augmentations I have available to me right now. I just haven't slotted them into anything yet. They're worth a lot of money. I don't know why people use the bandit mantle. Seriously, if you're late game and you're trying to get money and you're using the fucking bandit mantle in multiplayer, just stop doing multiplayer. At least if you're gonna be that guy, use a fucking health booster with it or something, because oh my god, it really is maddening to me that because people see that in like YouTube videos or Twitch streams, that's okay. It's not like you can have 2 boosters and like benefit your team even more. No, you're gonna take the selfish route and use something that doesn't even benefit the team in like a substantial manner. Like, fuck out of here with that shit. Get 3,000 gold per scale that you have to stop mid-combat to pick up off the fucking ground. Like, holy shit, I hate people who waste my time with that nonsense. If you want to get a lot of money, if you want to get millions and millions of zenny like I have right now, never use the bandit mantle. Ever. Because that's not how you generate money in this game. If you want to generate money in this game, go out in an expedition for a fucking hour and just kill monsters and mine shit and pick up bone piles. You'll have 561 of these, and you can just go like this. And just be like, I'm a rich motherfucker now. And there you go. Problem solved. And you can do that with anything. It's not just that specific item. Like, I've sold these hundreds of times. I've sold those, and then because I fought Xenojiva so much, I've also sold his shit a ton. Like, look at that. 75 tails of him. 38 gems. Look at the money I could make. Such a joke. I hate stupid YouTubers and their uninformative fucking bullshit ass clickbait videos that tell people to do shit that's completely time wasting. Oh yeah, go do this thing which takes like 10 times longer to get the same amount of money from it because I didn't bother to actually take my time playing the game. I just wanted to make this clickbait video so I could get some shitty ad revenue, which isn't even that much anymore because of new YouTube. Tagback TV. I don't know. Sorry, I went out to smoke a cigarette again, but I'm going to continue talking because I'm an asshole. It's just, I'm so tired of seeing Monster Hunter videos pop up in my recommended because I watch a couple Monster Hunter videos about stuff that I actually think is relevant. But then I'll see in my recommended videos, I'll look over to the right and I'll start seeing fucking emoticons and icons and video titles for Monster Hunter, and I'm just like, when did gaming become Twitter? When did gaming become emoji, 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 checkmark, 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 with the kosher hand, like, going, okay. Like, come the fuck on. Seven Monster Hunter tips you should have been doing. Checkmark. Fire burn, like little fire emoji. Whatever, like, just fucking stop. The fact that those people even get as many fucking views as they do with as clickbait content and as dribble as drone. Like, I'm a dribble droner myself, but I'm not trying to make a tutorial video for someone because I know I'd suck at it. If someone wants me to shittily explain or help them do something, that's fine because they know that they're having to deal with my shittiness. However, when I go and look for information about a game, I don't expect to come across someone who's as equally as shitty and even dumber than I am, who tells me no useless information and just clickbaited me into your video and then sucked up 7 minutes of my time and told me nothing that benefited me. Because that's what most Monster Hunter videos are like for me. It's like, I expect to get at least one, like, I'll watch a weapon tutorial video just out of the sheer chance that something in the weapon tutorial video will teach me something I didn't already know about the weapon, and it's like, nah, that has not happened to me yet, and I've watched several different fucking tutorial videos from several different Monster Hunter YouTubers. And that's not saying I've never learned anything from them. It's just the things that they should actually be teaching people are the things that they're not teaching people. Like when you look up a switch axe tutorial, for example. A switch axe tutorial, pretty much none of them on YouTube, and I know this because I've looked them up myself, none of them on YouTube mention the fact that if you let go of the mounted elemental discharge before it's done, you'll land back on your feet, allowing you to go back into another elemental discharge after a circle attack when you're at the very little end of your meter. And you can, like, min-max that file damage way more than people would realize because they buffed the tick damage on files. The, like, thing does when you stick into the enemy, that the overtime damage was buffed. So discharging and relodging back onto something is way better than it used to be. So that mechanic is even more useful because the whole reason that you would use that mechanic is because if you saw a boss about to use an attack, you'd stop mashing triangle, and your character would fall back on their feet instead of falling or blasting so far away, and you'd be able to roll, or you wouldn't get hit due to some funky hitbox bullshit. Whereas if you just kept mashing the triangle button, the attack would have forced you to get hit, and you would have gotten knocked off the monster. And it's like I was talking about, I think it was a couple streams ago, about the hunting horn, and how every hunting horn tutorial doesn't mention the fact that if you want to play a performance the fastest, you need to enter the performance from the little butt attack that you do by pressing backwards in a direction, which again is an attack that isn't even explained in the game's weapon tutorials when you go into the hunter's notes. It's sort of like how on the longsword, if you didn't know, when you do a foresight slash, if you press triangle when your character is at the back end of the foresight slash before he comes back forward to do the attack, you can actually cancel the foresight slash into a spirit helm breaker. So you can use the iframes and get the like ding to happen, and then after the ding happens you can press R2 and triangle to go into the spirit helm splitter, or whatever it's called. I rarely ever do that because I always forget about it in the moment, but it is something you can do. And again, not said in a tutorial or anything about the thing. It just says that you can use the ability to reposition or like avoid attacks or whatever. It's sort of just like how the game doesn't tell you that the amount of Spirit Blade charge you have affects what jumping attack you do when you jump off of a ledge. So if you jump off of the ledge with no Spirit Blade charge, meaning no white, no yellow, no red, you'll just do one slash before you hit the ground if you press R2. If you have yellow, you'll do a side slash, which is the level 1 Spirit Blade swing. If you are at yellow, you'll do a double slash, which is basically a little mini Spirit Blade swing. And then if you do it when you're at red meter, then you'll do a triple slash in the air, like a left-right overhead, like you would when you're standing on the ground. And again, that isn't explained, that the level of your charge affects that move, because why would that be explained? But it is something that, again, none of the weapon tutorials and stuff like that don't really cover that much. It's just like how not a lot of the Lance tutorials, although there is one, Gaijin Hunters explained it a little bit, how you can guard dash out of any attack that isn't the guard dash or shield attack itself, which is incredibly useful, like I was showing earlier, because it allows you to be so fucking offensive and defensive at the same time. And it allows you to have the safety and comfortability to fight two big monsters at once without having to worry about taking a whole bunch of damage. None of the other weapons possess that capability unless you're ridiculously skilled. Whereas the Lance is literally a no-brainer to use. I cannot understand for the life of me why that is a 1-star difficulty weapon. I literally picked that weapon up randomly one day and just started using it and was like, yeah, this is broken. It's what I use to beat the White Winds of the New World, or the Waking Winds of the New World, whatever the hell it's called. It's like a really tough quest where you have to kill 4 monsters in a certain time limit. Most people summon for it, but I did it by myself, and the first time I did it with the lance, and like completely wrecked it and made it look like it was a joke of a quest. Just because, again, the lance is so disgusting. It really is. The lance, the light bow gun for its mobility, not for its damage or anything like that, just for its mobility. The fact it does good damage is just a bonus. Sorry. I'm just taking another toke real quick. Yes, stuff like that. Exactly. It's gotten to the point... Oh shit, did you want help on anything else, man? But it's gone to the point with, like, YouTube, where I just won't even click on videos like that. I just don't even give them the time of day. I refuse to. It's just like how I hate the fact Monster Hunter makes you support all of your teammates, because I come across some of those, like, trap boys in this game, and their call-outs are, like, intentionally swear heavy and stuff like that, and it's just like, what are you trying to prove? That you're a fucking hooligan? Like, get over yourself. It's 2018. Time to grow up. Trap shit was funny fucking 5 years ago when Base God did it as a joke, and now it became an actual thing. What an actual joke, but I'm not even gonna get into that because that's like one of my biggest disappointments with modern society. Let's dumb music down to the dumbest level it's been in like 2 centuries. That's basically what the modern generation has done. It's gone to the point where the only place you find good music anymore is video games. And I mean that as in video games that have handcrafted music. Hell, I don't even like Capcom, but the music producers at Capcom managed to make a better song than most of the music that's on the radio. Just this casual song here. I don't know, maybe I'm a person who likes sereneness too much, but that's not saying I don't enjoy hip-hop or anything like that either. It's just hard for me to be a person who has a very specific taste in that regard and take most people seriously when they try to show me an artist, and I'm just like, are you fucking serious? But yeah, did you want any help with anything else, man? Oh, shit. Oh, you're responding to an SOS. No big deal. Yeah, man, if you want weapon augmentations, you just have to do enough tempered elder dragons. They had a mission a week ago that was like a tempered Devil Joe that was like a special thing that was stupidly tough, but I don't know if they're actually going to cycle that event quest in ever again, or if they're actually going to patch in a tempered, like, Devil Joe that actually shows up. Oh my god. You always have to be here, bud. Goozle, please. Oh my god, I can't even see. I think I was actually walking on top of Basil at one point there. Like, my character did like a hopping animation at the end, like I jumped off the back of him or something. Oh my god. Frost. Ice. There we go. Clipped her. Clipped it. I don't want to genderize. The blast is ridiculous with this weapon. You proc blast so frequently, but I'm also getting my ass rocked. Pick that up. Yeah. Yeah. We got the whole gang. This always plays out like the same exact way every single time. What is even... God damn it. Might cord that. Stuck in between my lap. I'm done. Tempered. That's what I'm doing now. You'll see what I mean at the end here. See? Crap, crap, crap. Already have them. If you want to get more tempered investigations, man, just let me do a couple more by myself, and then I was gonna stop my stream anyways. I just didn't want to stop my stream immediately after going outside to have a smoke, so. But I can help you do it, because what you do is you go into a tempered investigation. So like say what good tier 2 investigation do I have to just fuck around? It needs to be a 50-minute one. Oh yeah, so I guess I'll just save some of these since this only has a max player of 2 anyways. What you do is you start the quest and then you just let the monster walk around the map, and you just sort of trail behind it in the areas where it walks and then just pick up the footprints for it. Another good one to do it, I don't know if I have any more though. I wouldn't want to double Diablos. Do I have just... because I have a bunch that I don't have clicked on right now. That's a good one. I've built up a lot of stock of them. So you can pick and choose the ones that give better rewards. Oh, that's fine, man. Like I said, I was about to shut my stream off anyways. If you need tempered investigations or anything, let me know in the future, though. If you're looking for augmentations, your best bet is to kill things like this. However, I have found that the easiest tempered elder to kill is Valhazak. I just happen to not have any tempered Valhazaks. I do have one. I'll show you what I used to kill him. Oh fuck, I went to join a quest. You still a bow focused person? Oh wait, no, I want. This might get a little annoying to hear, but he's gonna die pretty easily. And without me taking pretty much any damage. It always seems that a lot of people who are new to the franchise gravitate towards the bow. You're not the only person I know who got the game and had the icon of the bow as their thing for a while. Like, at least 5 of my other friends did the same thing. Again, this is going to get a little bit annoying to listen to, so you'll see what I mean. Dang ol'. Stomp. You dick. Let me get that tail. That I shouldn't have gone for the additional swing. Can't stop wild swing once you initiate it. Hit his tail, man. My dude. Dawood. Dawood. Volstorm. Really? I got fucking tremored? Deadoed. I don't think I'll be able to make it to his tail and loot it fast enough, but we can try. No, definitely not. Worth a valiant effort, though. Yeah. If I hadn't just circled around that one time trying to remember what I wanted to do, because I'm really tired. Hey look, we got a hero or a warrior streamstone. Yeah. Warriors. Lance. Yay. Yow. Yagoo, yes. I think it's really dumb how orange weapons only get one augmentation slot, but they're not like super powered augmentations. That's what I would have liked personally. Is that instead of it being like 10% affinity for like blue weapons, you get 10%. For like purple weapons, you get 15, and then for an orange weapon, you get 20. Why does it matter? It's a fucking PvE game, and you would have had to have farmed Tempered Elder Dragons to get it in the first place. It's bizarre to me the way that system works. It's bizarre to me because even that they made like the Devil Joe weapons purple weapons, and I can't help but feel part of their reasoning for doing so was because of that. Because you get 2 augmentations versus 1. I don't know. Basil Guys' stuff is legendary. Why not his? There's supposed to be like kindred spirit monsters, basically. I don't know why my voice is so fucked up. Like monsters. Kindred spirit monsters. But I'm gonna go to bed because I'm pretty overtired. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone.